Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. I want to start off with Jordan, Portia, and Fenn. Bottom line, Jordan's like, yo, listen, now that we got this information, I don't need you, her, anybody else in this hospital to start telling the press about what's going on because I have my reasons for why I'm keeping this stuff secret and safe. So, Jordan theorized that the person, didn't like the fact that Ava didn't get killed, didn't die. So that person wanted to make sure that um, the next person that they decide to kill is going to make sure that they're dead. Um, which just shows you just how sadistic this individual is. There's a story about Fenn and a snake bite, and somebody died because of it. So it's kind of personal for him for some odd reason. I don't really get it, but okay, sure, whatever. Once again, Jordan and her low key comments about Portia. Oh, I'm so glad we're both on the right side of truth for once or whatever. And I'm just like, Jordan, why don't you just say how you feel? Wouldn't that just be a lot better than her little snippet comments here and there? I mean, yeah, we all know that Jordan knows or has an idea that Portia is up to no good. She's hiding something from Curtis, possibly about Trina. But instead of her confronting Portia or Curtis, she likes to sit there and say she likes to make these little digs with Curtis about Portia and makes these little digs at Portia, and it's just like I don't know. I'm at the point. I'm just like, can we just get to the point where you just say how you feel instead of these little snickering ass comments here and there? I feel so bad for the Liz fans. I say this all the time. You know what? I wish I didn't have to. I wish I didn't have to sit there, sit my ass down, and be like, I feel bad for the Liz fans today. We learned nothing. Okay, we learned nothing today. We saw the same scenes. Oh, it's a man that's on stop. I can't see his face. There's a woman. I can't see her face. Okay, let me try to get closer. I'm gonna bring you out of it. 5, 4, 3, 2. What the? So after that, she goes back to, I guess, her loft. Well, she goes back to, well, she goes in a room at the hospital and she starts sketching this person. Now, judging by the preview, she might know who it is. Hopefully, because I mean, seriously, it's almost like you kind of sat there and you. Well, for me, I watched the episode and I'm like, you didn't really learn that much from today's episode, especially if you are looking at the Liz storyline. You didn't learn anything. You could just skip this episode and just go to the next episode, and hopefully it'll be something there. You know, this show is very character driven at times. Because a lot of times with some of these stories, they don't really go anywhere. You look at Liz's storyline today, you look at Portia, Fenn, and Jordan's storyline with the hook killer, and I'm just like, cool. Okay, so we know this is poison, and it seems like it's more sadistic, and Fenn starts telling random stories, and Jordan starts digging at Portia. I'm sorry, where's the storyline? Does the storyline move forward? No? But it's character driven. That's the one thing that I can always appreciate about this soap opera. I was just there saying in my Days of Our Lives review that you got two shows that's both dealing, with a murder mystery. Wasn't it they're trying to guess who it is? Very interesting that they're doing these shows. I mean, that they're doing these stories, at the same time. The thing about the Carly storyline is that right now this seems pretty basic. I wouldn't sit there and say it's petty, but I know it's going to turn into something a lot more. So Sonny gets a hold of Carly. They get to chatting, just catching up about Brando and everything. And, Sonny's like, right now it's not safe in Port Charles. You might as well stay out there. Here's the thing. I don't feel like it's too safe out there, you know? I mean, yeah, granted, you're dealing with a serial killer, but, now she's in another place where she doesn't have any backup. And she's going up against this woman. I think her name is Robbins or something. Um, I don't know. Well, I mean, how about this? I don't know what her issue is, but they get into it. And, Carly's like, hey, you don't actually have to move to cemetery. Let's just sit there and have some drinks. We'll talk about it. I'm like, this woman looks at you like dirt. I don't know what made you thought that trying to buy drinks from this deranged woman is going to, oh, we're going to talk, we're going to chat, and she's not going to sit there and move her grave. She don't give a damn about you. She don't care about you. She didn't care about you when you was a teenager and what happened. Okay? So they get into it, and, Carly's like, you don't have to move in. And she's just like, I'm going to do what I want. So Carly's like, hey, I'm not going nowhere. I'm going to fight or whatever. And uh, I I know I know it's a soap opera, so it's not like I'm not welcoming the drama, but I'm also just like, you could just sit there and take your mother's remains, take her back to Port Charles, and just you don't really have you don't have any power out here. You have no money out. You don't have the resources that she would have in Port Charles to take this woman on. And we're sitting there fighting about a gravesite. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting there saying that that's not important. I'm just saying like for me, I have to sit there and look at all of it, not just. And I don't know. I guess I just feel like it's not really worth the fight. You know, given that you're not in your native territory with backup and resources and status like you are in Jacksonville. I mean, hell, who knows how many actual enemies that she has out there. Valentine and Anna sneak there looking for Lucy, and Max is like, she can't really, find her or anything like that, or where she may have went, but she got some sort of text talking about stars or something like that, so they assume that it was the haunted star. So they go and they try to find her. Now Lucy is with Victor, and I don't know. He gets into his talk about um, I need some people. I'm going into some very rough waters, and I need some people that I can sit there and trust, and I can't really trust my family. And he starts buying her like bracelets and everything, and I'm just like, where are we going with this? I mean, I'm looking at this whole thing, and I'm like, Lucy is just kind of playing along with this whole thing. She is being receptive just enough so this way he doesn't get mad or angry or lose patience. Um, so they get into it. Honestly, to tell you the truth, he was very cryptic, so it's not really much I can sit there and say. Um, but of course, like I said, Anna and Valentine jump on a boat, well, they steal a boat to jump on another boat, and they're sitting there trying to look for Lucy. Valentine is about to sneeze. One of the guards is outside. She managed to stop him from sneezing, but yet he somehow still heard something. So, I mean, that's pretty much where it's at that point. Anna was sitting there kicking herself for, you know, Lucy being this deep into this whole situation. I'm like, yeah, you should kick yourself. I mean, she blackmailed her into trying to work Victor to get information on Valentine. But once she got information on Valentine, there was really no point of just keeping her there still. Because I mean, it wasn't like it wasn't like Victor was going to sit there and slip up or whatever. No matter how good Lucy was looking, especially in that dress today, he wasn't going to sit there and slip up like that. So her sitting there saying, "Yeah, I took things too far." Yes, you did. But at least she's willing to sit there and fix a mistake. So I give her points for that. What actually kind of annoyed me today, she was sitting there talking to Nina, and they were talking about Sasha and the best way to help. And now it's like every decision that Maxie made before, as far as telling Sasha to kind of like step down, or well, not telling Sasha to step down, but being part of Lucy's campaign to tell Sasha to step down. Now she is questioning all her decisions, and I'm just like, boy, you don't have a time machine. You know, you could have known the future. You could have known that Brando died, and Sasha was going to be even more in a deeper emotional hole. Like she did the best choice that at the time she saw fit. And to be honest, any person would have did that. Well, let's be clear. I think any person would have probably been like, "Yeah, we're gonna find a way to sit there and get rid of her." You know. So this whole backtracking and emotions just got kind of annoying. Um, yeah, it was just pretty annoying. They're wondering what did Sonny's actual what did his presence being actually serve? I'm gonna be listen. I love Sonny, I really do, but besides him giving Carly the updates about like Brando and the killer and everything like that, I don't know. I felt like he was kind of pointless today, just being there. You know, like he couldn't have got some of that stuff from Jocelyn. Like she couldn't got some of that stuff from Jocelyn. I don't know. Hell, even Drew's presence was also not needed in this episode. Now, before I go, I really am well, not about Liz drawing this woman, but more about Finn. Talking about this guy that died from a snake bite, and you see a picture of him, and you see a picture of his wife. I don't know. I'm sure that may come into play at some point. Otherwise, I actually no, I take that back. I hope it comes into play. I really do because it just seemed like it was pretty random, and I would like to believe that the writers didn't just put that there just because. But I guess time will tell. With that being said, I'm gonna go. I don't think this episode was really great. I don't think it was really bad. I mean, if you're like super bored or you just love the characters, then definitely watch it. But if you're looking for like if you was a person that will sit there and take a break or skip an episode, this is definitely a skippable episode. I will say that much. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video.